Good evening to all. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the webinar series number 53 on the topic Drafting Papers for Publication, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Marbasilis College of Education in collaboration with Association of International Researchers of Indian Origin and Council for Teacher Education Foundation. Today's session is especially significant for researchers, teacher educators, and aspiring authors who wish to strengthen their understanding of academic writing and publication process. In the present academic landscape, publishing quality research is not only a professional requirement, but also a meaningful contribution to the world of knowledge. We are indeed fortunate to have an eminent scholar and distinguished academician with us to guide this session. First, I would like to take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to our respected principal, Dr. Sunit Kumar GN, whose constant support and leadership guide us in organizing such meaningful academic initiatives. Welcome, sir.
Thanks.
It's my privilege to warmly welcome our esteemed resource person, Dr. Sameer Babu M. He is currently serving as Associate Professor in the Department of Educational Studies at Jamia Milla Islamia. He has previously served as a visiting professor at the UNESCO Chair for Social Pedagogy at MGU Warsaw, Poland. His rich academic journey includes service in prestigious institutions such as University of Kerala, Central University of Rajasthan, Aligarh Muslim University, and University of Delhi. He has made remarkable contributions to the field of educational research. He has successfully completed 11 research projects, including the prestigious ICSSR Impress Major Project. He was awarded the renowned Shastri Mobility Grant to Canada in 2020. His innovative spirit is reflected in his 4 published patents, and his academic excellence earned him research awards from the University of Kerala for 3 consecutive years. Adding further to his scholarly achievements, he has developed 11 research tools, authored and edited 26 books, and also offers a complete MOOC course on the SWAM platform. Sir, we are truly honored by your presence and willingness to share your valuable insights and experience us today. Welcome, sir. We are also privileged to welcome our esteemed dignitaries, Dr. M.S. Gita, Chairman, Council for Teacher Education Foundation, and Professor Dr. Rajeshwari K., President, ADU. Welcome, Gita ma'am and Rajeshwari ma'am. I extend my heartfelt greetings to all the participants who have joined us from various institutions. I also warmly welcome my dear colleagues and student teachers of Marbasilis College of Education for being the part of this session. Once again, welcome you all for this wonderful session and wish the webinar a great success.
Okay,
Samir
thank you.
sir. Thank you, ma'am. Samir sir, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. Okay, sir. the delay. Let me come to the point. Let me present my PPT. So screen visible ആണോ പറയണേ?
Yes, sir, visible ആണ്.
Okay, thank you.
Screen.
Okay. PPT കാണുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ. Okay, thank you. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ഒരു മെയിൻ കൺസേൺ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ക്രാഫ്റ്റിംഗ് ഫോർ ഇൻഡെക്സ് പബ്ലിക്കേഷൻ. ഹൗ ക്യാൻ വി ഗോ ഫോർ എ ഗുഡ് പബ്ലിക്കേഷൻ? വി ആർ ഓൾ ലുക്കിംഗ് ഫോർ ഗുഡ് പബ്ലിക്കേഷൻ. നമ്മുടെ ഒരു അക്കാഡമിക്സിൽ നിൽക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇപ്പം മെനി ഓഫ് യുവർ ബി.എഡ് സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ആയിരിക്കും. അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം നമുക്ക് എക്സ്റ്റേണൽ ആളുകളുണ്ടോ സാറേ? മലയാളികളല്ലാത്തവർ ഉണ്ടോ?
ഉണ്ട് സാർ, ഉണ്ട്.
Okay. So we have to speak in English.
Teacher educators ആണ് കൂടുതൽ.
Okay.
Sir, please speak in English. We are from North India. We cannot understand anything.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, I'll concentrate.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sameer. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So my concern of today is how to go for an index publication. Okay. Index publication, how do we go for? See, for example, we are all, now many of the students are also there, but they also have to understand that whenever you are in the academics, especially in the higher education, you have to go for publications as one of the very specific concern. Without publication, an entry in an academics is not possible. So whenever we are going for publication, people look into how can I go for a very good publication, index publication. This is always a question for everyone, especially those who are in the departments of education, social sciences. They are always looking for index publication. What is actually publication? Actually, why we are publishing? These are all the questions actually. We know that whatever we are doing research and productivity goes together actually. Research and productivity, these two go together. Whenever you are doing some research, there is a need of making it productive. There is a need of making productive. Like my research, I will publish something, so it will be a product. I'll publish something, it is a product. Similarly, I present something, it will be considered as a product of my research. Research is also having a social good and popularity concern also, because I am an author, I will publish something, so I'm getting a readership, I'm getting a viewership, readers I'll get, so I'm getting a popularity as well. So research is always with some kind of productivity. That is my concern to mention. Again, when we are coming to the research, of course, publication is one of the prominent thing. Writing publication is one of the prominent thing. Whenever we are talking about any publication or any research process, the basic concern is about writer's manual. You should have a clarity regarding how will you write a piece of paper. That is a serious concern. Many of the people, they are failing in publishing in good index publication because of lack of understanding in the citation manual. If I am publishing something, I should know what is a publication manual specified for my specific discipline, in which I am publishing, which journal. That also I should have a clarity. So I am very much I need to have a clarity regarding which manual it is. How can I go for that? How will I write that? How can I write references as per the specific manual? Many of the students are least bothered about these kind of processes. This is the first and foremost thing that we have to have. Citation manual. Understanding the manual of yours. For example, in education, psychology, social work, management, we generally follow social work. We generally follow the American Psychological Association manual. Many of the index journals are also prefer for American Psychological Association manual. So you should understand what is the manual is all about. Manual is about writing a piece of paper, writing a paragraph or sentence, how to write it, how to quote it, whether can you go for a direct quotation. If you are going for a direct quotation, how to write it. If you are going for a paraphrased version, how to write it, how do you mention the in-text citation. These are all the things we have to see. Similarly, font is also, there is a preference in the font. It is mentioned in the citation style. And also various aspects related to, for example, if you are drawing a table, what is the normal structure of a table, whether it is open table or closed table, where should we write the title of the table, where, how do you write the number, how do you number the table. Similarly, for the images, for the boxes, all these things we will be able to understand through reading citation manual. So if you are following the American Psychological Association manual, you read it very carefully. If you have a students, you are planning to enable them for publication, initially never ever go for selecting a topic and go for publication. Tell them to write and read and come for publication. Come up with some draft article that is that generally people say that. Teachers say that, okay, I'll also help you to publish. You go and write a piece of paper and come up with your finished work. That will be rough, and I will read and comment on the paper. This is actually the exercise. It will not have a proper concern. So whenever you are, just a minute. Yeah. If this is actually waste of exercise, because when you don't know how to write it, you come up with a 15 page or 20 pages article. That is actually not good, not at all good. That is not at all good if you are talking about such kind of an article. So initially you tell the students that you just go read the citation manual, understand the basics, and now you read some of the sample material or sample articles. Now you can start thinking of a paper. You can design, you can draft a title of your paper. Now you can write your paper. This is actually the formal kind of way of initiating a publication process. This is actually one of the very significant things. Other than American Psychological Association manual, there is Harvard manual. Harvard manual, in many of the social sciences, people use Harvard manual. Chicago manual is also the MLA Association, Modern Language Association manual is there. It is generally used by language people. Similarly, Blue Book is there. Blue Book is by law people. These are all some of the manuals actually we have. Okay. General manuals I'm talking. There are many American Sociological Association manual is there. American Anthropological Association manual is there. Van Gogh is there. Many manuals are available. So at least you, as a beginner, you understand what is a manual prescribed for my specific discipline. I will have a basic understanding for that. So I'll go for having a basic understanding in that specific manual. This is the basic thing. Now, whenever you are going for the next stage, sometimes I have not written all these things about it. Now, what I tell you, I'm just coming to the website initially. Now, yeah. Now I'm coming to the web portal. Suppose now you have you have come up with a specific publication manual. You know what is the publication manual and how to write a publication. Sorry, how to go with a, sorry, something else is coming. Yeah. Now you manual is clear to you. Now you have to read some of the basic articles. And similarly, we can also go for, suppose I'm just taking a journal. Suppose I'm talking about a journal that I'm publishing something about educational psychology, for example. So I've seen some of the journals are very good in this area. So let me go to British Journal of Educational Psychology. For example, I have identified that British Journal of Educational Psychology is one of the very premier journals in the area. So let me go. Sorry, what is happening? Just a minute. Yeah. British Journal of Educational Psychology is one of the very significant journals in psychology, educational psychology. So I'm just looking into how the journal articles published in the British Journal of Educational Psychology is structured. So in the second stage, initially I have understood that manual is this and that. American Psychological Association manual is the manual in which I can write a paper on. Now I am looking into how the papers in the specific journal. I identify that this is one of the journals. So let me give a paper to this. So I am looking into how they have structured the paper. What are all about the paper? Abstract is given. There is a background, aim, sample, method, result, conclusion. Then again, there is an introduction is given. Importance and challenges, measuring conceptual and procedural knowledge with discriminant valid. I mean, it is actually they are talking about introductory part. Okay, regarding the. So I am looking into how it is all about, like what is the structure, how they are writing in between their all the sentences are in text citation. These are all I am understanding as a thing. What are all the other components in that? I am understanding as a initial learner. Similarly, I'll go to many other articles to get a clarity regarding how the articles in the British Journal of Education Psychology is structured. To understand that, I'm just having a clarity, right? Similarly, the third major components that we have to look into is that whenever you are deciding which journal in which you are going to plan or publish, now go to the author's guideline of that specific one. Author guidelines. Every journal, whatever journals you are going to, these are all I'm talking about index journals. All the index journals will be having very systematic author guidelines. So you have to see the author guidelines. See the author guidelines concern like submission, how to submit it, what is the aims and scope of the journal, what are the aims and scope of the journal, what are the manuscript categories they are publishing generally, how can you prepare the manuscript, how can you prepare the manuscript, editorial policies and ethical considerations, author licensing, publication process after acceptance, post-publication process. They have mentioned everything systematically. Understanding this is also very significant. Understanding, that is reading and understanding how the process of submission in a journal, in this journal, is to be done. What are the aims and scope of the journal? Suppose I have a qualitative paper, but the qualitative paper may not be a concern for this specific journal. So it will be a failure. My publication journey will be a failure. So initially you have to read the aims and scope of the journal. What kind of journal articles, what kind of articles they will be able to publish or consider for publication in the journal. Many of the index journals, they have a acceptance rate of less than 15%. That also we have to very systematically, very significantly understand, because every journal article that we are going to submit will not be considered for publication. Some of the journals have very less chance of acceptance. This journal they have a acceptance rate of less than 4%. Because 100 papers submitted to the journal, only 4 or less than 4 papers will be accepted finally for publication to the British Journal of Educational Psychology. So that much rigorous rigorous process of publication they are having. So anything cannot be published, anything will not be accepted for publication. That is also a very serious thing that every authors should have a clarity regarding that. Similarly, when you are reading all the other guidelines, you will get specifically how can you structure the paper. The length of the paper, they will mention the length of the paper, do's and don'ts, they will, editorial policies, manuscript categories. If I go for manuscript categories, these are the categories. All systematic reviews must be pre-registered, and anonymous link to the pre-registration must be provided the main document. If you are going for a systematic review, it will be pre-registration. You have to give a pre-registration. Paper more than 5,000 words. See, should be no more than 5,000 words. excluding the abstract reference in tables. So this is a concern. Suppose sometimes it is my PhD thesis, it is my MA dissertation, so I will publish as such. I will not shorten it. It's a big one. So that is not a concern for a journal. Their concern is that whether it is okay, whether it is clear, then as per their standards, it is like what is the standard actually? It is like what we call it as 5,000. No more than 5,000 words. So that will be accepted for publication. Initially, it is a concern. See, you should in certain studies, see, they have mentioned multiple studies or mixed method studies should be not more than 8,000 words. That is also one of the concern. Okay. So I'm my concern is that just read and understand what are the guidelines. That is all. Nothing more. Okay. So all the information, any journal, for example, I'm just going to Journal of Sociology or
Sir?
Sociological. Yes.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Actually, a screen is not changing.
Okay.
Slide is not changing. Yeah.
No, I am in the another. I am not in slide actually.
Okay.
You see the slide only now.
Actually, in my phone, it's showing your screen is post.
Okay. What about others? Can you mention? Can anybody mention?
സമീർ സാർ,
Uh,
ഇവിടെ നിങ്ങൾ നേരത്തെ കാണിച്ച ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ജേർണൽ ഓഫ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ സൈക്കോളജിന്റെ അത് തന്നെയാണ് കാണുന്നത്. സ്ക്രീന് പോസ് ആയി പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
okay. Okay. Stop sharing. Let me share. Stop and I'll share. Okay. Yeah, see. This was British Journal of Education Psychology. Now I come to another journal. Yeah, this is Sociological Review. It's a SAGE journal, Sociological Review. It is mentioned. So there are model articles. You can go to the model articles. See. When you go to the information for browse by information for, here it is all the guidelines. See, other guidelines. This another journal. I think this is visible now. Information about authors, your publishing journey. They are writing all the information. Choosing a journal. How can you choose a journal? Submit your manuscript. So step-by-step process is given. It is not easy. Like some of the Indian journals, when we can see that Indian journal, they may not be following actually some of the standard procedures. Okay. They may not be following a standard procedures. They tell you that you just submit a paper as an email, attached email and submit. That is also some of the practices people have. So my concern is that three concerns I have told you. That is, first one is systematically read the manual that is specified to your discipline. Second is that even though you have a manual, suppose I am from education, my manual that I follow in my department or in my discipline is American Psychological Association manual. But when I go to and submit a paper to a journal, for example, the Learner Collection is a journal, the Learner Collection. It is about, most of the journals are related to education, teaching, learning, higher education, vocational education, teaching, learning. But even though they are from education, those journals are from education, they don't follow APA. They follow Chicago manual. So I have to change my references and all the writing to Chicago manual. So this is also a serious concern. Whenever you have written everything in a specific manual, doesn't mean that you can submit it in a journal, because the journal must be having their own preferences of styles. Even though they follow American Psychological Association manual, their pattern of tables may not be as such as per the APA. For example, I submitted a book proposal to one of the international book company. So they asked me to write it in APA. I structured everything in APA. It was a project work, and I was having 70 plus tables. I prepared all the tables as per APA. But when I submit the manuscript to them, they replied me that even though your manuscript has to be prepared as per the APA, but the table should not be as per APA. We need a tables should be closed tables. So that was a trouble for me. Again, I had to do. So I had to read everything very specifically. I could have read it properly, then the mistake couldn't have happened. I got a mistake because I have not read the instructions very specifically. This is also one of the things that you have to see very specifically. So the second stage I have told you, whenever you are getting a journal, you just see that very specifically, that the journal is comfortable, then it is okay for you. It is as per the area covered in the, that is the aims and scope of the journal is exactly as per your study. That is the only thing. Okay. Now you are structuring as per the journal standards. Journal standards, how do you understand? Author's guideline is one of the thing. Never ever go for simply the author's guideline. Also read at least 5 to 10 articles published in the same journal. That is also a requirement. Then only your paper will be ready for good publication. So that is a very serious thing that you have to have a clarity on. Now, some of the very significant things I can tell you, these are things like, whenever you are writing, be honest to, never ever go for misrepresenting yourself, never go for dishonest thing. Be honest to the readers. Whatever you're writing, with proper references, you write it. Some people have especially like students, they will write anything, whatever they have seen in a textbook, they will copy and write like assignment writing. It should not be like a writing pattern in a journal article. If it is not relevant, don't include that. If it is not answering a question or it is not relevant to your study, don't lengthen your paper unnecessarily. Long papers will be always okay. That is actually a wrong notion. Whatever is very relevant, that if your paper is very significant, lengthy, it is okay. If it is not at all significant, better is to have a smaller paper or short paper. That is actually required. Don't lengthen your paper. Don't reveal incomplete ideas. Some people write half done ideas. That will also be leading to the rejection of your paper. Don't exceed the word limit. Some people have a notion that it is a thesis of my PhD, so I cannot reduce it. It is not like that. You have to write it in 1 page, and also you have to you should be able to write it in 100 pages. That is the skill of the researcher. So that also you have to follow very specifically. Too many generalizations. Some people write without any reference. They write in vacuum. Like, for example, all the government schools are good for nothing. Mathematics is one of the toughest subjects, and nobody is interested in learning mathematics. Such kind of writing in vacuum. Suppose you have conducted a study, 100 students you to take as a sample, and accordingly 90 students reported that they dislike mathematics. Then you can write, as per this study, 90% of the students mentioned that they dislike mathematics. It is okay. Otherwise, don't go for anything like vacuum. Traditionally we mentioned that mathematics has a tough subject, but you cannot write without any reference. That is the thing. Okay, citing Wikipedia is also not considered because it is not always it is not permanent. It can be editable. So that is why it is okay. It's a good option. It is a good source of knowledge, but not for citing references in the study, as it will be subjected to changes every now and then. don't plagiarize, and proofreading is required. This I have taken from an article. I have just mentioned that proofreading is required. That is, if you are a writer, you just give it to the some of the some of your colleagues, some of your friends. Tell them to read, because when they read, they will identify some of the issues and pitfalls. So you can also correct it accordingly. That is also required. Clear languages, use clear language, present your ideas and methods, justify your methods, and also make sure that data, figures, etc., these are correct. Write in sequence, whatever is in sequence, writing order is also to be ensured. These are also some of the ideas that we have to. These are the general ideas. These are not at all related to the index journal. Index journal concern, I have mentioned three things. That can read the aims and scope, understand it, and specifically write your paper accordingly after reading sample articles. Too many general, I have already mentioned. I'm sorry, it is coming back. Yeah. In certain cases, we are not going for, especially in the research article, we don't go for a first person writing styles. That also we have to general statement, do not exceed the mention limit that I've mentioned. Some of the things like, okay, now in good journals, whenever you are going for a better journals these days, they prefer, along with the research studies, they prefer the systematic review studies as well. Systematic reviews, generally we follow Prisma guidelines. Prisma guidelines, if you go to the this link, you will get an idea about what is Prisma. Many of the people must be knowing, those who are listening to me, preferred reporting items for systematic review and meta-analysis. How to report the systematic review and how to write a diagram for that. These are all talks about Prisma. When you go to the prismastatement.org, you will get all information about how can we go for a Prisma-based study. So systematic review people do with the Prisma only, that also to be registered. Now, another, and finally, when you come to the writing something, especially when you're going for a better publication, collaboration matters. In certain cases, certain publication, they will never accept a single author publication. Collaboration is matter. Collaboration doesn't mean that, can you put my name, I will put your name in my publication. That is not a collaboration. Fruitful collaboration, that is, I will go for review. Can you go for the data collection? Can the third person go for data analysis? The fourth person will be structuring the paper. The other person will be submitting. Like all together, we are contributing equally or more or less equally. That is actually the fruitful nature of collaboration. Go for better collaboration. Need a support system. For that, you can also claim, you can also request the university or college for having support system, because many of the colleges are giving support system like computer operators will be assisting you. For submitting, the librarian will be assisting you. Sometimes you will be getting plagiarism services, some other system, software, purchasing the softwares, writers assistant like Grammarly, Ginger, paraphrasers like Quillbot. Many universities and colleges have subscription to many of the software. So you can also try for such kind of, because these days, especially in the era of AI, many tools are available for making the publication process and writing process easier. So you also have to follow that. Going through a free version may not be giving you the exact idea of that specific software. So go for a premium version and request the university or college for getting access to such kind of premium. These are all developing the overall structure, or it is enhancing, it will definitely enhance the quality of your paper. These are all the things I wanted to mention you. Now, if you go for conference papers, if I'm talking about conference papers are also, many of the conference papers, especially publishing from outside conferences that is happening outside India, they are all index papers. Like they will also publish in Scopus or Web of Science or ABDC. So if they are indexed, they will definitely mention their style of writing. That also you have to follow. Suppose, for example, I am from education, but when I submit a paper for a conference that was happened in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, I got acceptance. It was an IEEE paper, IEEE conference. Actually, it was their concern was IEEE manual. So even though I'm from APA, I had to write it as per IEEE manual. These are all the things actually we have to be very careful about it. When you go for ethics, definitely the COPE guidelines. You can see the Committee on Publication Ethics COPE guidelines. You have to very specifically read and understand. Similarly, some of the publication or misconducts in publication, like fabrication, falsification, plagiarism. These three are considered as very cardinal sins in publication or research: fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism. When I go to the fabrication, fabrication is actually manufacturing the data, creating data sheets without doing studies, creating the graphs and images without mentioning non-existent studies in grant application, non-existing studies reporting, creating informed consents without proper consents. These are all the concerns about fabrication. Never ever go for fabrication of your data or something like fabrication processes, falsification, alteration the data value. Suppose my correlation, I didn't get a correlation value. So let me change the value into a significant correlation. Some people, they go for such kind of malpractices that is known as falsification, omitting the outliers, image manipulation. During the COVID, many of the professors were caught because of the, citing that in PubMed. PubMed has issued a notice to many professors mentioning that they have manipulated the images, changing the measurement. These are all the things actually people go for as a part of falsification. Some of the things I have mentioned here regarding the ethics, some of the paper links I'll share with you. And definitely these are the things actually we have to be very careful about it. These are all the basic things I wanted to mention. Again, I repeat, whenever we are going for index publication, it is not an easy task. And also it is not a difficult task. Why it is not an easy task? Because you have to follow very systematically. Consistency matters, not about the talent of a researcher. That is also a matter, but if you're not consistently focusing on publication, you will not be able to publish it specifically. So go for understanding the writer's manual, understand the journal databases, understand the styles of papers being published in such journals that you are opted for, and also see the guidelines, authors guidelines, and accordingly you prepare the manuscript and submit. Go for collaboration, go for proofreading. These are the things actually basically make our paper one of the wonderful papers. These are all about from my side. If you have any questions and queries, I'm happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If anyone have any queries or doubts, you can discuss it now.
Dr. Sameer, this is Dr. Hamid from Patna, Bihar. Hello, can you hear me, Dr. Sameer? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please carry on.
I just wanted to know one thing. Can you help me? Or I have my own journal.
Okay.
I'm trying for the ISSN number for the last 1.5 years, but I'm not getting. What should we go for? This is, in fact, this is not related to the things which you have discussed right now.
Yeah,
But it's
sir.
a general
Sir, my
question.
email ID is there. I will because somebody has presented about
Mhm.
such kind of thing. I will share with you their PPT. Okay, can you
Okay.
send me an email? I will try to
Okay.
locate it. Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sameer. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Good evening, sir. My name is Dr. Lami. I would like to know because when I wanted to publish papers, I get a lot of advertisement from different journals. So how can I make sure that one journal is credible?
Okay, you can see the directly go to the Web of Science or Scopus and search the journal name with proper idea. Then only, because you are getting something like what we call it as for example, you are getting some like what we call it as WhatsApp messages. So never ever depend on that, because these are all the frauds. These are all the publication, that is not actually okay. So you directly go to the Scopus platform or Web of Science platform, then definitely it will be, you can identify the journal and submit into their database only, into their journal link only, through their journal link only. Okay, that is the only thing. Web of Science is there, Scopus is there, ABDC is there. These are the three major things that we generally follow.
Chitra teacher.
Yes, sir. Good evening to all. As we come to the end of this insightful webinar on drafting papers for publication, it's my pleasant duty to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Sameer Babu M, for delivering such an enlightening and inspiring session. Sir, your vast academic experience, practical insights, and valuable guidelines on academic writing and publication have truly enriched all the participants. Today's session gave us a deeper understanding of the entire process of journal article writing and publication. And yes, you clearly explained the importance of citation manuals and emphasized that even when standard citation styles are followed, researchers must carefully edit and format their papers according to the specific guidelines and preference of each journals. And you also addressed various concerns related to journal article writing and explained how researchers can improve the quality and originality of their papers. Also, the explanation of PRISMA guidelines provided participants with important insights in systematic review writing and research reporting. We are deeply thankful for this valuable time and your support, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our respected principal, Dr. Sunit Kumar Jian, for his constant encouragement, guidance, and support in organizing this webinar successfully. Thank you, sir. I also
Okay,
thank our esteemed dignitaries, Dr. M.S. Gida, Chairman, CTF, and Professor Dr. Rajushri K., President ARIO, for their gracious presence and encouragement. Thank you, ma'am. And my sincere thanks to all the faculty members, organizers, student teachers, and participants from various institutions for your active participation and support. Once again, thank you all for making this webinar meaningful and successful. And yeah, I will provide the feedback link in the chat box. So please fill that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, dear Dr. Sameer. Congratulations. It was a highly informative session on
Thank you, ma'am.
how to write research articles for journals. Your presentation was very clear and extremely useful for researchers and research guides who are attending this session.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
you have explained what would a writer search for and how to structure the paper and how that paper would be when we go for an index publication. Okay. And how ethics matters, etc. I think you will include the components of paper also in this session. Anyway, thank you for sharing your valuable knowledge and
Okay,
experience.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you all. You can have another session or for how to write the different components of a paper. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, sure.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir.